Hey guys, this is your math lesson for Thursday, May 7th, 2020. Thank you for your patience with me on yesterday's math lesson when I screwed up the centimeters and millimeters. I didn't get any mean emails or anything. Not that you guys ever done that, but sorry about that, and thank you for your patience with me. Today, you will be doing a check your progress. It's pages 863 and 869. Again, they're in the Moodle document. And this piece of paper I'm going to work off here in a minute is on there. It will be on there as well. On page 863, you're going to do 1 through 12. And then on 864, you're going to do number 13. I assigned the one on 864 because it's a fair share problem, equation, expression, whatever, float your boat there. So I'm giving you, I have an example that I want to go over with you about fair share. That is the only issue I'm seeing at this point with what we learned so far this week. The stuff you did today with converting, again, you got to pay attention to that key, and you're going to make a few mistakes. You know, millimeters, centimeters, meters, and then kilometers. Not kilograms, but kilometers. You just got to look carefully, pay attention, and you're going to make some mistakes. Fair share is mildly annoying, but it's okay. I'm trying to think here what I could do so you're not seeing through a lovely piece of paper. So I think I'm going to try this thing. And so again, this is an example from page 850, which is a homework page that I have here. Since I signed, there's only the one fair share in your check your progress. I didn't want to do a review one, so I wanted to do a different one and kind of walk through it again. And so what you have to start off with when you're doing fair share is making that little line plot. Something that you guys might, something that can affect your ability off the bat is if you don't write nicely enough when you're making your line plot. I'm not saying that is what happened, but if you can't read how many X's you have, and then if you don't take time to look back at the box where you got your information, or if you don't have enough spaces in your little line plot there, and you can't tell where the X is, that's going to throw you off. So I recommend taking a little bit of time, paying attention to your handwriting possibly, and make sure you can actually read your line plot. So in this case, you can see that there's a fourth and a half and 3/4. Those are the measurements. Now again, you might get confused when I talk about the total, but those are the three measurements we have: a fourth and a half and 3/4. But then it goes into how many fourths do we have, and there's 4 of them. And then how many halves do we have, and there was 4 of them. And then how many 3/4 do we have, and there's 4 of those as well. So you can see that line plot there. And then what you do is you need to add up what you have with fourths. So since there's 4, you have 1. Then you need to add up with your halves. What do you have? And you have 4 halves. 2 halves is going to equal 1. 4 halves are going to equal 2. So there's your 2. And then you have 3/4, and you have 4 of them. 2 3/4 equals 1 1/2. And so since I have 4, I end up with 3 altogether there. And so then I just did the 1. I just did the 1 plus the 2 plus the 3. I should have used some tape before this. I wasn't sure we're going to be able to see through that paper. But anyway, you end up with 6. So your total measurements there is 6. And then you need to figure out how many measurements you have altogether. And again, not how many fractions, but how many measurements. So we only have the 3 fractions, but these are our measurements. So we had 4 here, 4 there, and 4 there. So that gives us our 12. Now here's what I'm seeing happen when we're trying to figure out the fair share is you're wanting to change the division around, and you can't do that. You can, but you're not going to get the answer you want, and assuming you want the right answer. And so the equation is actually 6 divided by 12, not 12 divided by 6. So you see I have that cross off. It is not 12 divided by 6, which gives you 2. That's not what it is. you're actually dividing 6 by 12. 6 is our dividend. Remember, dividend is the one that's being divided. And so I tried to show that there a little bit. Dividend, and it actually has the word divide, and it's being divided. So 6 is being divided by 12. So there we have again, 6 divided by 12. And all you need to do when you see that is you just need to take the dividend and put on top of the divisor, and you end up with 6/12. Just take the dividend, which is your 6, and put it right on top of your divisor, which is the 12, and you end up with 6/12. Now, this happened a couple times Tuesday as well. Monday? I think it's maybe Monday we did the fair share. I think we did Monday, fair share, then you did the measuring, and then today you're converting. Or, I'm sorry, Wednesday you're doing the converting, and here we are today doing our check your progress. 6/12 is not our answer. 6/12 is our answer, but it's not our answer. And what that really means is 6/12 is not the best answer. So we have 6/12, which is true, and then I drew a little line. Let's come down here, we have 6/12. And then I cross it off as our final answer and said no, because you need to simplify. And again, it needs to be, it'll help your life moving forward. When you see two even numbers in a fraction, you should know right off the bat that you can divide by 2. Now maybe dividing by 2 isn't what you want to do, but you can always start there when they're both even. Now in this case, 6 and 12 are both divisible by 6. But anyway, and also what you really want to be able to see is if your numerator is half of your numerator. I'm sorry. Anyway, I thought there's a jet flying over. Anyway, 6 is half of 12, so you have half. Your final answer is half. You need to divide these both by 2 or by 6. If you divide them both by 2, you will work your way down and it'll work out. You'd end up with what? You'd end up with 3/6. And again, you should see the numerator is half of the denominator. And so anytime the numerator is half of the denominator, the simplified answer is half. So anyway, I hope this helps with the fair share. If it doesn't, don't panic about it. You'll get more practice with this in life as you move forward. But I did want to throw another one of these at you for your check your progress. You will have one of them. I know some of you don't believe me, but neatness does matter. And with math, with writing, sometimes even when you're talking, don't get distracted by things that shouldn't be distracting you. But anyway, here's a fair share example. And again, I wrote here, this is just me. This is my example. You need to do the check your progress. It's all there in the Moodle math thing, my bobber. This piece of paper, you won't be able to see through there because it'll be on the desk. But anyway, that will be in the Moodle as well. So it is Thursday, but there is a Friday that we're going to school with. But still Thursday, so, you know, that's good. That's nice weather yesterday, Wednesday. Hopefully we'll continue to get some nice weather. Anyway, work hard, read carefully, think through it, use those past key concepts to help you with the your converting, because you're going to be doing some of that still. Anyway, you're doing great. Keep up the good work, and I'll talk to you, communicate with you tomorrow online. Adios.